Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Smart Results TV. And in this tutorial, we're going to be talking about how to start a blog. So I'm very certain you're not new to the word blogging or blog, right? You have been hearing it, like people use it almost every day. So a blog is essentially content creation, a platform that has content, that addresses a particular problem or a particular concept. So you know how it is that you go on Google to make a search, and then Google populates your search results with some websites, that um that relates to your search query, and then you click on a particular website and you're able to read whatever it is that that contains the information that you're looking for. So that thing you're actually reading is what the blog is all about, all right? So probably you want to be able to create your own blog so that you can monetize it, because at the end of the day, the reason why people create blogs is so that they can monetize, or so that they can make money from their content. And for some other persons, it might just be because of passion. But hey, at the end of the day, people also want to make money from their passions, right? And blogging actually offers a way for you to make money from this passion. So for instance, you have passion for cooking, you have passion for fashion, you have passion for whatever passion you have, you can actually create a blog around it. And while you're creating those content on your blog, there are possibilities that at the end of the day you can actually make money from it. All right. So aside from writing or having a blog around something you're passionate about, you can equally have a blog around something you don't even have expertise on. All right. So long as the internet exists, you can get the information you need to actually start your blog up and running. So in this tutorial, we're going to be looking at the various steps that you need to start your own blog. All right. So if you're new to this channel, I want you to hit on the subscribe button and follow us, subscribe to our channel so that you'll be aware when we post similar videos like this, showing you how to make money in the online space, because that is all we actually do on this channel, right? Now, so what are the first steps you need to take before starting a blog? So the first thing is to actually indicate interest, but then you also need to have a passion, right? You need to have a passion for blogging because it's going to be a lot of work. So you also need to know that blogging is a lot of work. It is serious business. So if you're going in with the intention that you're going to start making money the very next day, then you're mistaken, because there is actually a lot of things to do and a lot of investments, both monetary investment and time investment, right? So if you have the intention of starting a blog and you're not ready to commit time, you're not ready to commit some money, you're not ready to commit effort, then it's better you don't even start at all, because there are some points you would actually get to in your journey that you feel you don't want to go on again. But then once the motivation is there, you need, that's why you need to have like a motivation for starting out, because when you don't have that motivation for starting out, when you don't have a good reason for starting out, you would, middle or midway, you might just get tired and abandon the program. So you want to ensure that you have very strong reasons for starting your blog, right? So that's the very first thing. You want to ensure that you have the passion, you have the willingness to go on this journey all the way to whether it's making money for you or it's not making money for you. You need to be, you need to be ready to go all out, right? Then secondly, you need to now select your niche. What do you want to base your blog around? You need to be very specific. Who is your blog going to be, who is your blog content going to be addressing? So let me use our YouTube channel for instance, right? So suffice it to say that YouTubing is just the video content version of blogging. So while blogging, has more to do with writing content in text format, YouTubing has to do with, creating content in video format, but then it's all about sharing information, sharing ideas, and sharing concepts that solves particular problems of people, right? So our YouTube channel is built around helping people who are looking for ways to monetize their online presence, right? So that is what we do here. We share helpful information around making money online, and also on how to leverage some concepts or some platforms in the online space to make money, and also for personal development. So that is what we do. So for you, your blog can also be around that. all right, you can create your blog to just be probably around making money online. Your blog can also be fashion, your blog can be food, your blog can be travel. But then these are also very broad categories, right? These are broad categorization. So you actually need to niche down, because if you're going to be writing on everything, then you would have a hard time driving traffic to your blog, because at the end of the day, that is what it really is all about, driving traffic to your blog. And we're going to be talking about that shortly. All right. So you want to ensure that you have a niche, a very specific niche, but then not too specific, because if it's too specific, you would also have a hard time getting people to read your blog. All right. So you want to, so under fashion, we have different niches, right? So you can do maybe children fashion, you can do adult fashion, you can do men fashion, or you can do, some particular style of clothing and all of that. So it basically depends on your passion and also on research. All right. But then let me point out very quickly that if you're going to be creating, if you're going to be niching down, you want to ensure that you're niching down to something very profitable, because there are people blog on everything under the sun, but then it's not everything that is actually profitable, because you are doing this to get profit, you're doing this to make money at the end of the day. So you want to ensure that whatever niche you're choosing is one that is capable of bringing money to you as fast as possible or as soon as possible. So you want to blog around topics are that have mass appeal. All right. So under fashion, of course, there are topics that have mass appeal. All right. Like people have issues, that want to be addressed when it comes to fashion, when it comes to, wearing certain clothing, or when it comes to dressing in a certain way. So you want to explore all of that and then settle on which one you want to base your blog on. What about travel? People have probably have issues on maybe packing for their journeys and all that. All right. So you want to ensure that you niche down very specifically, but not too much that you won't have a broad audience to speak to. All right. So you can also have a blog around, writing content on helping people make money online. So when you want to niche down in this instance, some people have blogs that are centered just around affiliate marketing, or just around even Amazon KDP, or some specific areas of making money online. But then I really won't advise that you go down that specifically, because if you want to do your blog around just affiliate marketing, like you want to be writing content around affiliate marketing, it is not just, it is not everybody who actually wants to do affiliate marketing. Some persons want to do Amazon KDP, some persons want to learn how to blog, some persons want to learn how to, do certain things online that actually brings money to your pocket. So you want to ensure that you're probably addressing all of this. But then I want to believe you understand what I'm trying to say, right? You want to ensure that you're not doing everything. You're just being specific to some extent, all right? So once you have sat yourself down and you have been able to um think deeply on what niche you want to settle down for, all right, the next thing you want to do is to get your domain and hosting. All right, and this is very important, because a lot of people will tell you that you can actually start blogging with for free on maybe Wix and all of that, but then I really don't subscribe to that, because um you probably will just be wasting your time at the end. Why don't you just find why don't you just start, with your own domain name and with your own hosting, and you just know that, okay, this is actually for me. This domain name is mine. All right. So you're not just I think WordPress actually allows you to start a free WordPress. You use their domain name or something like that. But then getting a domain name and hosting is really not expensive. Although it also depends on the hosting company you're using, right? But then in Nigeria here, we actually have cheaper brand, but then some persons don't like patronizing Nigerian owned web hosting companies for one reason or the other, right? So, we have other ones like Bluehost, we have Hostinga, we have other ones like that. But then there is one particular one I have bought for two of my clients. Because I also do landing page and sales page and funnel design generally. So I have used Domain King, that's the name of the web hosting company. I have used Domain King for a couple of my clients now, and even for myself as well. So that's where I get my domain and hosting from. And in fact, they actually give you, when you're buying a particular hosting plan, they give you a free domain. So you just get to pay about let's see, for a year you get to pay about 19,000. Now initially it used to be way cheaper than this. You could actually get domain and hosting for a whole year for about 10,800, but now I really don't know why it's crazily expensive right now. I think it's around 19,000 or so. So I'm just going to show you what domain king looks like. And let's say, for instance, that we have chosen the domain we want to use, right? So choosing a domain name is also a very interesting part of your blogging journey, because you get to choose what name you want to actually give your blog, right? So for me, my YouTube channel's name is Smart Skills Hub TV. So let's say, for instance, we want to create a blog version of Smart Skills Hub TV. We are just going to say maybe Smart Skills Hub, all right, or Smart Skills Hub something that, just like anything you want to actually article. Let's just say Smart Skills Hub. So we are just going to search for we're going to be searching to see if the name is actually available to use, right? Then we will now go on to choose the extension we want to use, whether we want to use the .com or .com.ng or .org or .org.ng. All right, so this extension, this domain extensions actually vary in prices. So this is the reason why some hosting plans or some domain names are more expensive than the others, and I'm going to be showing you that real quick. All right, so I'm just going to be exiting the screen to show you what I mean right now. Okay, just give me a few minutes to exit out of the screen. Okay, great. So I'll just come to domain king. So I'll type in domain king into my search bar, then to bring, and this is domain king, right? So I'll just click on it. Okay, so we are going to be searching for our domain name. So let's say we want to use Smart Skills. We want to use Smart Skills Hub. All right. So we are just going to make a search and see if it's available. If it's not available, you would have to look for something else. All right. So you can see now that all these extensions vary in prices. Okay, so we are just going to do some verifications here. And okay, so smartskills.com.ng. You first do this verification. I'm not a robot, and so let's do our search. All right, so they say smartskills.com.ng is available. All right, so let's say you're ready to buy it now. I'm just going to walk you through the process of getting your domain. So you can see now that .com.ng is actually the cheapest one. It's just about 1,300. Then smartskills.ng is 6,000. Smartskills.net is 10,900. Smartskills.net.ng is 1,300. And smartskills.com should be the most expensive, right? Okay, but let's not go into all of that. Okay, so let's say I'm ready to buy it now. I'm just going to click on add to cart, but then it's not just the domain we actually want. We also want hosting as well. So if you scroll down, it's going to be giving you the option to add hosting, right? So we are just going to click on explore packages, and we are going to be seeing all the packages they have. Now, this used to be like the cheapest brand of hosting companies in Nigeria, but I really don't know why it's now this expensive. This actually this their soldier plan used to be as cheap as 780, but right now it's crazily expensive, and I really don't know why. So you can see they have different plans for hosting. So this is the cheapest, and if you're just starting out, this should do for at least a year. You should be able to work on this for at least a year. So so you see what they have here. You can actually go through all of this to see what they have. So if I click on order now, it's not going to take me to the place where it's going to be giving me my total price for everything I'm going to be getting, both the domain and the hosting. So basically they give you a free domain when you're buying when you're buying both domain and hosting, they give you domain for free. All right. So now I'm now going to select the um I'm going to select the I'm going to select the length of time for which I want to actually get this hosting, and I want to get it for, let's say I want to get it for the whole year, it's going to be 36,000 naira. Or if I want to get it for let's say for half a year, it's going to be 18,000 naira. So if you're on a budget and you probably don't have a lot to spend, so you can just do for 6 months, and so that's what you have. So you can click on so it's you're going to be paying 18,000 naira. All right. So but you can actually explore other you can also explore other hosting companies to see their price, so that you can actually vary their prices and see if one is going to be cheaper than the other, and then you decide which one you want to do with, right? So that's about that. So once you're satisfied, you just click on add to cart and then you continue, and you're able to, get your domain and hosting. Then after that, you would now be able to install WordPress on the cPanel and all that. So I actually do all of those configurations. So if you don't know how to and you're interested, you can just hit me up, and then I'll help you to do all that for a fee, not so much anyways. Right. So once you've set up WordPress on your hosting using the cPanel, the next thing you now want to do is to select a WordPress theme. I'm not going to be going through all that in this tutorial, but then I'm going to be going through it in a later tutorial to show you how to select a WordPress theme and set up your blog. And then I'm also going to be showing you how to create your first blog post. All right. So let's say all of that is ready, your hosting and domain is ready, your WordPress team, everything is ready, and now you're ready to start writing. Before you start writing, you need to understand SEO. It's called SEO, search engine optimization, and this is very, very important, because without this, you will just be writing for like you just be writing it to thin air. Nobody will actually be seeing your blog on the internet, all right? So search engine optimization is what enables people to actually see your blog on the internet, all right? So if you go to Google and you type out a particular search query, and then you see all those results that come out, it is people who actually do effective SEO that actually get their content to be ranking, or to rank on the first page, of Google, all right? So you want to ensure that you're also doing effective search engine optimization, so that your content can rank on the first page of Google as well. And um one of the um one of the tips I want to give you for doing effective search engine optimization is that you want to ensure that you're writing content that are not too competitive, all right? So you don't want to be competing against well-established bloggers or well-established content creators, right? So you want to ensure that after okay, so let's say you've selected your niche now and you're ready to start writing. Of course, you need to get keywords you want to write on, or keywords you want to work on. So you want to ensure that those keywords are not too competitive. What I mean is that a lot of people are already writing around these topics. So if you want to start writing on the same topics that these bigger brands or these bigger blogs are writing on, you will have a hard time optimizing your content, or you will have a hard time ranking on the first page of Google, because ranking on the first page of Google is where exactly you want to be, because that is how people are going to find you. Because if you're going to be creating content and then nobody is seeing it on the first page of Google, trust me, people barely go below the first three search results, right? And there are actually a lot of search pages, but then a good number of people don't go that far. All right, a good number of people don't go that far. Instead, if they search for something and they don't find it on the first page, they will do the search again. All right, and it is still those people that they see on the first page that are going to be reading their content. So you want to ensure that you don't write contents that are too competitive. And that is what brings me to investing in a good SEO tool. All right. There are so many tools for SEO, and SEO is even not what we are going to be discussing in this tutorial, because it's a very broad topic on its own. But then you just need to understand that knowing or having, good SEO skills is what is going to help your content rank on the first page of Google. And then it's a very key takeaway is the fact that you want to ensure that you're not writing on topics that are too competitive, right? So for this YouTube channel, for instance, we also do SEO, and if you check it out, we don't do, we don't like to compete against bigger YouTubers, because we know that our content will just be lost in space. So we want to ensure that we do effective keyword research is just a part of SEO. It is not all that there is, right? But then it's a very, very important aspect of it. So keyword research, while doing keyword research, we are going to now be able to, look for those keywords that are profitable. And by profitable, it means that, it's not too competitive, and it's not too, like it is not, we want to ensure that it is something that people are searching for, right? Like people are actually searching for this information. A good number of people are searching for this information, but then it is not too competitive, meaning that not too many creators are already working on it. If not, it will just be lost in the crowd, right? So you want to ensure that you learn SEO. And in fact, it is actually a major skill you have to learn before you need, or before you start your blog at all. You want to ensure that you have good SEO skills, and SEO is really not difficult at all. All right. So that is what you need to do before you start to write content for your blog, so that you can monetize in time. Now let's talk about um monetization for your blog content, or for your blog account. All right. Now the road to monetization can be very, very bumpy. Like it can be very, very bumpy. Okay, for I really don't know the monetization requirement, because I know that you have to meet some requirements, to get monetized. For YouTube, for instance, you have to get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours before YouTube can actually monetize for you. And in case you don't know, YouTube and um, you know, how do I put it down? So blogging and YouTubing are actually managed by Google, all right? So it is Google that gets that gets you monetized, right? So it is Google that eventually pays you when either your YouTube channel gets qualified for monetization, or your blogging gets qualified for monetization. All right. So I'll probably bring all of this information to you as we proceed. So this is going to be like a series of content, right? Where we're going to be talking about the different aspects of blogging for your sake. All right. But then let's talk about monetization. Before you actually qualify for to monetize your blog through ads or other means, you can actually start to monetize your blog from day one. And how do you do this? Some people have affiliate blogs, right? They have blogs where they sell affiliate products, and that is one of the things you can do. So if you notice, there are sometimes that when you read some blog content, you would see that there are links, like there are a lot of links within the contents, and they are telling you to maybe get something or to buy something and all that. So it's actually what they do, right? So they place links to product pages within the blog, and it's actually skillful. It's like it's a skill, for you to be able to relate your blog content to maybe a product or service that you want people to subscribe to. It's actually a skill to be able to do that, and a lot of bloggers actually do that, and that is how they make money, right? So let's say, for instance, you're into the food, you're a food blogger, all right? You're blogging about food and all that. So one of the things you can actually do is to join an affiliate program that where they sell, like maybe a course creator who has a book around food, like maybe around recipes and all of that. So whenever you write your content, you can just write content around maybe a specific recipe, and then you can now tell them, okay, if you want more information on how to cook this particular food, click on this link to get the book and all that. So when people click on it, and it takes them to maybe the sales page of the content of the book, those of them who are interested, they get to read it, or they get to make a purchase. And then, of course, as an affiliate marketer, you get your own course and the owner of the product gets their own course. So that's one of the ways to actually make money. Or maybe it could also be your own personal product. It doesn't have to be an affiliate product. Let's say you are a course creator, like you have a course or maybe a subscription program or whatever. So you can actually get people to subscribe to that program inside your blog. So whenever people read it, you just link them back to that course or that program or whatever it is, and then people get to make a purchase and you make money. So that's one of the ways we've also been making money on our YouTube channel, even as we haven't qualified yet for monetization, but very soon we'll be qualified for monetization. All right. So that is how to actually monetize your blog before it eventually qualifies for Google monetization. All right. So we've said a whole lot in this tutorial, and there is still a whole lot to be said, trust me. But then we're going to be taking it one after the other, because if we decide to do everything in this tutorial, trust me, you won't leave here today, and I'm sure you might get tired actually. All right, so we've talked about a whole lot of things, and just to do a recap, we talked about what a blog is. We talked about, how to start and what are the things you need to do before you start. And one of the very essential things I talked about is the fact that you have to prepare your mind, because it is a long journey to monetization, and it is sometimes it's going to be very, very bumpy, all right? Because there are sometimes that you won't even have the monetization to, sorry, you won't even have the motivation to write anything at all. And mind you, you don't even have to be the only one writing your blog content. All right. So if you have a team, if you work with a team, you can also inculcate them into the writing process, or you can even get someone to write for you, but then it's going to be too expensive in the long run. So it's better you know how to write your blog content yourself, so that you can, you know that okay, this is actually me doing this. All right. So you can, so that's one of the things you need to do. You need to prepare your mind for the long journey ahead. Then you need to also select a niche that your blog is going to be all about. All right. Select a niche, a very profitable one, so that monetization would be fast and easy. All right. Then we've talked about getting your web hosting and domain name from we talked about domain king. Now note that I don't have any affiliation with domain king, right? I'm not dropping any affiliate link for you to go and sign up, because you might decide you don't want to use domain king. Probably you're not even in Africa, all right? So you can decide you don't want to use domain king, all right? So we've talked about getting your web hosting and domain name. Then we also talked about getting your SEO right. So you have to, have great SEO skills for you to be able to get your blog to rank on the first page of Google, because this is very, very important. Because if you're not getting enough traffic to your blog, monetization would become very difficult. All right. And then we talked about monetization and the various ways you can actually monetize your blog before it eventually qualifies for the Google partnership monetization and all that. All right. So that is basically all the baby steps you need to take to starting your own blog. So these are the things you want to have in mind. And you want to invest in a very good laptop, or you want to invest in a laptop, right? Because if you're going to be using a smartphone, then it really won't be convenient. People use smartphones for blogging, but then I feel that it won't be convenient for you, because especially when you want to start writing, it may not really be convenient. You won't have all the features laid out for you, so it might really not come out very nice. But if you found a way to use your mobile phone, you can go on ahead to do that. All right. So this is where we're going to be drawing the curtain today on this tutorial. I believe that you've gained massive value. I don't want you to leave this tutorial without subscribing to our channel, because it's very, very important. It helps us to also grow. As you're learning from us, we also want to grow, and you also want to grow. All right. So kindly do subscribe to our channel and hit on the notification bell, so that you would also get to know when we post other similar videos like this. And also because this is going to be a series, and we are going to be touching on other aspects of blogging as well. So you want to know when we put out such content on our YouTube channel. All right. So thank you so very much for staying until the end of this tutorial, and I'll see you in subsequent tutorials. Bye for now.